Wow. Well, since 90s bait was the topic of today's video, please enjoy a Game Gear Patrick Bateman walk. Which porn? Oh, damn. The thumbs up at the end? Yo. You guys doing this fine evening. It's a Tuesday. That means I stream. Not usually, but here we are. TY for the Tier 3 Sijabusta on Twitch. Huge. Massive. Full-bodied donation. Mr. President, the fried chicken came with red velvet waffles. Oh. Sounds good to me. Thing Pat. Thanks for the big prime. Appreciate it for 40 months. It's the dude. Patrick, somebody asked what the song was on this one. And I made it a few years ago. I can't remember. But its name is Patrick Digitalman. And I believe digital has something to do with the title of the song. So, I've given you a clue, I guess. Apologies. I can't recall. Husbear. Thanks for the follow. First time chat. The video before gave me the childhood nostalgia goosebumps. Well done. Yeah, you know, 1993. It's a long time ago. It's 31 years ago. Digital math, hop up. That's it, ThinkPad. There it is. The answer to your question. Let's watch the amazing video. Thanks for all the work. It was brilliant. Hey, I hope you like it. I had fun making it. I had fun making that one. According to YouTube demographics of viewerships, being mostly consciously aware of what's happening in the world, as in, like, I don't know, you're 10 years old or something, maybe a little less, by 93, that's like the exact demographic of Age of Sigmar players, people who watch my channel, so it probably hit you, or maybe not. Ahem. It took a while. It took a little longer than I thought. I remade it a few times, but it was important to me to put it in chronological order, so he was like watching everything transpire in order across those 31 years. And it was fun finding all the clips. It was sad because I wanted to add so much more. There was so much more that I wanted to add. Although strangely, I don't know if this is because I'm old, and someone else might have to let me know from an outsider's perspective. There simply wasn't enough room, even close, to include everything I wanted to include in the 90s section and in the 2000 to 2010 section. That 20-year span almost. I could have put 4 times the amount of stuff in there. You know, so much stuff got cut. So many news stories, so many world events, Olympic events, sporting events, movies, video games, just the whole thing, you know? But the last decade, from basically 2013 to 2024 about, I was like, what do I even put in here? Nothing happened. Boring. I mean, stuff happened, but I don't know. Maybe the world is counterintuitively becoming less volatile. And there's essentially a whole lot less great games come out every year. That's what I have noticed, for fucking sure. A higher volume of games come out every year, but a higher percentage of them maybe are just like crap. I sleep, meh. Not worth mentioning, you know. I don't know what it is. I relived the majority of my life making this video. There it is, my eulogy in a way. Somebody in a YouTube comment mentioned that. They're like, I feel this is like a eulogy for my entire aware life, and I'm like, oh yeah, kind of felt like that. What anime was the aerial perspective roundhouse kick? That would be Ghost in the Shell. Amazing, big deal when it came out. Such a good movie. I wanted to include more of that kind of thing in there, you know, something by Miyazaki, you know, something maybe Miura, even though he did manga. I wanted more than one Satoshi Kon. I wanted to just like point out genius when I found it here and there. I didn't include any Final Fantasies. I could have shown the whole, almost the whole lifetime of the Final Fantasy series alongside this rat, you know. Because I think, what, 93? It would have been Final Fantasy V, maybe? Possibly even 4. Can't recall. I'd have to look it up. But it, you know, the song is only so long. You can only include so many things, right? It's wild if you look at the release schedule of FF1 to 10 and then 15 to 16. Yeah, games have become like 2 orders of magnitude more expensive and longer to make. It takes forever to make games, and it takes a crazy amount of money to make games now, in a way that it really didn't back then, which is maybe part of it. I'm not sure. The Billy Joel of our generation? I hope not. Let me catch up on some chats, by the way. Trigger warning, become aware of your back pain, yeah. You ate some soup, you're feeling good. A lot of things happened over 30 years, yeah, for sure. Thank you for LA2 reference in a video. So many memories. What, I already answered that. As a Zoomer, you couldn't disagree more, but hey, 2 different times. Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm old. Not sure. I paid reasonable attention, you know. But yeah, maybe it's just the difference in perspective. Combination of corporate oversight by people who should not oversee game development and truly good stuff mostly being low exposure indieware. Yeah, Finn Shelton. Also, one of the other things is the great conglomeration, the acquisitions. Used to be a million different game companies, and then over the years they got bought, disassembled, bought, disassembled, bought, disassembled. That's part of it as well. You were glad to see Perfect Blue in there. I had to put Satoshi Kon in somehow, and it was between that and Paprika. But I put Perfect Blue in instead. Somebody had to get cut. Twitch Prime. You were proper impressed. You spent the whole time knowing it was a bit, and it was funny, and it still got you in the feels. Yeah, that's... A lot of people will watch almost their whole lives in that stupid video about a fucking rat model that hasn't been updated, you know? I wanted both of those things. It's a bit, it's funny, it's stupid, it's kind of complainy more than it needs to be, but also it's realistic. It's just a game. Look at all this stuff that happened, puts it in perspective. Maybe puts it into perspective a tad more forcefully than it deserves. But, you know, it's all of those things. It's each of those things. Wildman Egus, thanks for the prime. Appreciate it. Taking your sons of Behemoth to the tournament this Sunday. Big, truly big. It's a big army. Sylvius Leonard, thanks for the 100 A's. Does A mean dollars? I'm going to assume that's $100 American, even though maybe it isn't. I'm not sure. It sounds very generous. So I appreciate it very much. Thanks for getting me into Age of Sigmar. It helped me and my friends find Fun friends after the big C, you ruined your life in 2020. The goat. Hey, thanks for liking my stuff. I appreciate it. Really very much. Your appreciation is very appreciated by me. This was follow Captain Andrew. You watched Blade Runner 2049 this weekend and you're still sad? What a beautiful film that is. I really liked it. I don't know how critical reception was for that thing or audience, but I really liked Blade Runner 2049. It's just about the best possible sequel the original could have had, whichever version you consider. Disappointing you didn't include Gold Dick Lewison for the token Guilty Gear clip. Yeah, I didn't want to be too greedy about that. I made it classic, you know. Yeah, maybe for the next 30-year retrospective. Nintendo will have to sue itself eventually. I hope they do. The icing on the cake would have been if Half-Life 3 had come out before Skrull got squatted. Yeah, true. Damn, the song is nostalgic. I wish I could play Waifu Weekend without it killing my stream. I really do enjoy those games. When 6 comes out, I still will, because it'll be like a new thing, and I can ride a wave, maybe. You think games are getting worse? Opinion is similar to saying movies are getting worse. There's still great movies and games, just probably not as many coming from big studios and directors or developers. I don't even know if it's about number of. Maybe it's what you pay attention to or something. Or maybe there are just certain periods in history that find themselves very prodigious and other periods that find themselves not, for a variety of reasons. Back in the 90s, the problem was finding people with the skills to do it, getting yourself some money, and a few people could do it. And now I think the problem is you can instantly, easily do it for basically nothing. Click a few buttons, right? Just about. I'm underrepresenting the amount of work it takes, but for historical context, bear with me on it. The problem isn't necessarily doing it. It's once you release it, because it's so widespread and anyone can do it. Everyone has the opportunity to do it. That once you make it, you throw your project out there and it becomes a drop of rain. But worse than that, it becomes one molecule of water and it lands in the ocean. Of 100 million videos every week on YouTube. And infinite streaming broken up between all different companies and everything gets lost in the Steam page. Because anyone can do it, anyone kind of does. And so there's so much of it that it's hard to become noticed. So you could say perhaps, and maybe this is wrong, it's just kind of how I see it, 30 years ago, the problem was being able to do it and finish it. And now the problem is becoming recognized. Having anyone pay attention to it at all once you have done it. Different problems for different eras. I don't know that one is necessarily better than the other. It's not a value judgment. As time moves on, people have different problems. Which is well and good. Would have thought the pandemic is something a plague rat would enjoy very much. I didn't think there was much use in including the pandemic in my video. I was going to. It was a world event, it was news, and I touched on news every 3 or 4 clips or so throughout when I felt that it was significant. But psychologically maybe it affected the nation or the minds of the people or something like that, but I don't know. When I think about 30 years from now, 30 years from this point, right? They will still think of, 9/11, of perhaps even mission accomplished, perhaps even throwing shoes at the president, the first black president, January 6th, maybe. BLM, maybe. I don't think COVID it's kind of a footnote in history. It was a humongously contagious, but not very serious if you got it, pandemic. We were in lockdown for like 2 weeks, officially. And the longer after COVID, the longer people were in lockdown for in people's minds is like 2 weeks. Killed millions of people. But as you can see, if you look around, we have forgotten about that chillingly quickly. Killed millions. Mostly the lasting effects are an increased distrust of government for some reason. Anti-vax retards getting more public perception, I guess, and legitimacy. Sadly. I don't know. Anyway, didn't want to include it. Gross Hermits, COVID was hardly noticeable. Soothsayer, me too. That was me. I am a hermit. I never go outside unless I can help it. I just don't. I'm perfectly happy where I am. I work from home because I don't want to go outside. I don't want to talk to people, interact with them. I don't want to drive. I don't want to get on the bus. I don't want to be in an office building. And so I've structured my life towards what I wish to do and what I don't wish to do. And so people are like, oh, you can't go outside. And I'm like, word. I've been training for this my whole life. My life was literally the same. Nothing changed. I still just never went outside. And I looked on TV and saw people like going nuts. They're like stir crazy in their house. They're getting cabin fever. Oh, I can't go outside. I'm like, you people are weird. You're weak. You're weird. I understand that I'm the weird one, though. So that's what you need to do. If you are the weird one, understand that and then act appropriately. You know? You can't go outside? Thank God, yeah. Didn't want to bring the mood down. This is the guy who willfully used Bittersweet Symphony by the Verb in a video. Yeah. I showed the Twin Towers getting hit by a plane in a video about a fucking toy. But that's the point. The fact that that is out of context, inappropriate, is the message of the video in a sense. That remember that this is a game. Right. Only great games, thanks to the tier 1 for 30 months. We multi-streaming? Yeah. Always. Twitch finally let me do it on account of the contract, so it's just something to do. Good Litter Media has shown how many crap movies were made for VHS. Oh, a staggeringly large amount of trash, right? Endless trash. I clapped, remember? Yeah. Quentin Tarantino recently said that we're in the worst decade of film since the 80s, so even film experts are saying we're in a bad spot. We could just be in a bad spot for this decade. You know, decades come and go. Or Quentin Tarantino could be getting old, and he has the old person complaint that everybody else has. I tend to think he's right, but I'm old too. Can't be trusted. Decide for yourself. Hey, Mr. Woe says, that guy nobody likes. We'll test that by reading your comment. I'm going to be starting a Cities of Sigmar army for the new edition. If you could pick one model there, regardless of rules, what would it be? Humans preferred, but open to lesser races. If you could pick one model there, do you mean one new model? Like, I invent a model and then the army gets it and it's a human? Or am I telling you what to get? Like, if I could buy a model? Answer that and I'll try to read your follow-up. You remember the news reel 9/11 so vividly? You were in the 3rd grade. I was in high school. They wheeled the scaffolding-like wheeled contraption out with a gigantic CRT TV on it that they would use for, like, video day in class. Wheeled it out and just played the news. And me and the rest of the social studies class in high school watched the second plane hit and the towers fall. I remember my friend Rob in high school, whom I never caught up with after high school. We went to different colleges. I remember he ran out of the room and his mom came and picked him up from school because his brother worked there. Changed a lot of people's lives in America. Made our country go crazy for a solid 5 years, maybe 10. The scary kind of crazy that you don't want the world superpower to act like. And we put a lid on it, but you don't want to have to wait for him to do something like that. I remember we drove to Madison, I want to say 2 weeks later, to meet with relatives or something, and we ate at this Afghani place. Delicious hummus and pita bread and stuff. And there were like people outside of there. Not really protesting, just like giving everyone dirty looks who went into the restaurant. We're like, bro, the people in the kitchen are Mexicans. The fuck are you guys doing? This Afghani restaurant has nothing to do with this. People went a little crazy. Good food, though. I wonder if it's still around. Why is Pancreas no work here? I don't know. He appreciates quality content, I guess. He just put out a YouTube video as well, if I recall correctly. Edited version of the Stormcast rap. Except with all the retired models censored out. Funny idea. Freedom fries? Nobody literally called them freedom fries, even then. Even at the time. Even that day, when that was in the paper, like, people read it and rolled their eyes so hard they got a migraine. Nobody actually called them that. Jumping in the AoS for the first time when 4th hits. Really enjoyed your Faction Focus videos. Hey, thanks. They take a lot of work, and so because I have a day job, I can't keep up doing one for every army, unfortunately. But I finally got all the research materials together to do every army again. I do it every edition, every army. This one will be lined up to release just a little bit after 4th edition. Help people out. Sadly, as is the way of things, I wonder when this will stop. Will this finally stop? I do one every army in Age of Sigmar every edition, right? And each one I do, I think I mentioned it in my last video, each one I do, no longer features some armies from the previous one that I have done. Because every edition they retire stuff. Entire armies. First edition, second edition, third now. I wish for that to cease. Hey, what do you think? You'll ever make lore videos? Yes. I actually just got I got every book to start the long haul of making one lore video. And then once I'm done, after 100 hours of making that video, I'll never have to do it again, hopefully. You gotta have a lore video. Everyone needs to do one, right? So I feel like I'm gonna do that. What got retired? 2 out of 3? Let's see, off the top of my head, Phoenix Temple, right? All of the cities of Sigmar dragons, except for the Sorceress and the Black Dragon. A lot of the elves. Going to wait for indexes, of course, but Idoneth Cavalry Army is calling you. You like an army meant to be played a certain way, yeah. The indexes are going to be a big help for the next video, for the 4th edition one. That way I can just put that stuff in it, which is kind of nice. Your dad's a pilot, so your mom was having a panic attack when it happened. You were barely sentient at that age, though, and so no, where were you moment for me. I remember when that song came out. Fucking asshole that made it. Not your mom. One of my mods, Docking, said, no meme. My dad actually was working at the Trade Center, and he's talking about the 93 one, the World Trade Center bombing, not 9/11. When the explosion went off and subsequently caused him to find a new job. He was covered in soot when he got home. And so my random news clippings from 1993 reminded one of my mods of an event that happened pretty close to them. You'd love another What's Good in Age of Sigmar for 4th? Yeah, I'm planning on that too. Every army, probably 20 minutes. What's good, how to kind of play, lore. The big 3. When 4th edition comes out, those are the plans. You deathmatched that weekend, by the way, LAN. Oh, dude, I had old LAN footage that I really wanted to add to the video. The video title on YouTube is 90s. I don't know about that. It must have been late 90s. They were playing like Quake 2 and shit. But I couldn't find a good place to put it in. So much had to get cut, sadly. I had Cool Spot in there, that was out. I had the Neverhood Earthworm Gym, that stuff had to go. I had so many more nostalgic nonsenses, you know. Disney's Aladdin. Lonely Bolter. Your parents 100% called them freedom fries for weeks. That's so weird. That's so fucked up. But, you know, there do be people like that. You know, even now. Pouring out for the Beastie Boys. Please and thank you. BOC, Munchmaster. Yeah, my last video is kind of about that. And I made this one a little bit in the mindset of that. Hey, HeyWoah, do you think you'll ever make lore? Oh, I already answered that. I already answered you. Good question, though. Oh, stop it. No one aside from Bill O'Reilly called them freedom fries. I wanted to add fuck it, we'll do it live, but I didn't. I was gonna. Look, people who watched Bill O'Reilly were statistically more likely to actually do stupid shit like that, you know. fucking thing sucks. Your 93 video is strange to you because you weren't born until 10 years later. You're 21 now. Hey, you got to be on the ride for the second 2/3 of it, I guess. For the people who lived through it, it's nostalgia bait, obviously, right? But for the people who didn't, maybe it's like, oh, hey, look at a window into this time and place leading up to me, right? I don't know. I hope you liked it. Your dad had never been more cool than buying you a Dreamcast to play Soul Calibur because he was whooping ass at work and he needed someone better than him to practice against? Let's go. Base dad lives through World Trade Center bombing, buys a Dreamcast to beat his friends at Soul Calibur. Let's go. You're telling me one model to get. You're going to eventually have a full collection, but you're picking something to paint first to get your scheme down. Thanks, Mr. Wower, posting because of scroll. Oh, yeah, no problem. Damn, you're not going to like my answer. My answer is always wait for the rules, look at the rules, understand the rules, wait for the FAQ, and then buy. Never before. If you are emotionally and psychologically prepared for this model that you right now buy to finish painting it and then 4th edition comes out and the rules change and it's useless and it goes on your shelf and you have wasted your money, if you are fine with that, then, I don't know, get yourself the cool center priest, you know? The center priest caster lady that has a skeleton on the other side of it. But you will be begging, right? Please, Games Workshop, make this money I'm spending right now waste it, right? I, like many of you, find money easy to come by. Dude, I love Doom and Darkness's videos. So fucking good. And time. You were a tiny baby at the time of 9/11, but had a friend years later had to write about fictional 9/11 sonas in school as an assignment so kids would grasp what it was like. I don't know what that means. Teachers be trying to do weird stuff to teach kids about empathy. Just interact with people in real life, you'll acquire it one way or another. Maybe that's a problem nowadays, I'm not sure. 9/11 sonas. Alright. What's better, apple pie or banoffee? Banoffee? Is this a D's Nuts joke? I'm Googling what that is. Banoffee. Banoffee pie is a British dessert pie made from bananas, whipped cream, and a thick caramel sauce. Combined either on a buttery biscuit base or one made from crumbled biscuits. Butter. Okay, I thought it was like banana coffee. Portmanteau, if you will. Well, I've never had banoffee, so I'm going to say apple pie. I happen to like apple pie in any case. In Wisconsin, we put a slice of sharp ched on the fork with it. Delish. Sounds weird, but the taste lines up, to be perfectly honest with you. Get that weird shit out of here, though. It has to be like literal, actual cheese, like real cheese. Aged sharp ched. Hey, well, do you know Bill O'Reilly put out a kid's book? Yes. What is it? I mean, look, the people like him have a history of writing children's books. Look at Atlas Shrugged. Cheese with grapes is good too. Yeah, true. Fruit with cheese is good. Have you never had apple slices and cheese? You know, grapes and cheese. The flavor profiles fit. Wine and cheese, kind of classic, right? We Brits enjoy the flavor, true. I'm not saying it's bad, I've just never had it, so I can't say. Yeah, prosciutto, melon. I've had that. Do you have any favorite fantasy settings outside of Magic and Age of Sigmar? I don't know that I would put fantasy setting. I don't think Magic's setting is particularly great. The literature behind it is out and out awful. Sometimes entertainingly and sometimes not. Age of Sigmar's setting is okay. Mostly empty. I don't hold either of those up, necessarily speaking, as like a great setting, exactly. Because the game's really good. A lot of the characters are cool. And little details are fun. I really like Planescape as a setting. I like Ed Greenwood's Forgotten Realms as a setting. Discworld, true. Graduate from college in 2.5 weeks, and your recent video made you feel like a toddler. Albino Duck. First of all, it's true you are. You are a barely developed child piloting a bigger body than it has any right to have right now. Because you grow up so quick. But these are the times that you have to capture and make your own. I'm not saying this to diminish you, I'm saying this to lift you up. You gotta strike when the iron is hot. Everybody, all the old, jaded farts, reminiscing, wringing their hands, wishing in a dark room alone that they made more use of their quote-unquote good years or whatever. Can't turn into that. That being said, if things don't go your way, of course, we make fun of people who never have anything not go their way. You know what I mean? And so at the same time, don't feel like you're wasting it, even if you kind of are. Because you'll enter a loop, and it's pointless to stress over things you have no control over. However, on that note, you have a lot more control over your situation than sometimes you would like to admit. It's a complicated mess being a person. I don't know too much about it myself. Whoa, live stream, it's true. But have you unlocked every character in WCW versus NWO Revenge? No, I haven't. Wasn't big on wrestling games too much. I think I played Def Jam maybe. In one of the arcade ones. You made terrible use of your formative years and now spend the early hours of morning watching Twitch Warhammer related streams, MJ Pegasus. Well, you're doing something right. Anyway, thanks for liking my stuff. You can be an old fart and now say it was never better than it currently is. Things have always been terrible. Yeah, that's undeniably true. As somebody who has lived through it and also just made a video painstakingly looking through the news of the last 31 years in a row, it has never been a better time to be alive than exactly now. It's never been like more peaceful. It's actually so good. Like buying a house relatively sucks. That's it. That's like the only thing. Kamba Bamba, thanks for the $5 on YouTube. Buy yourself something nice, Mr. Woe. Also, have you read any Brandon Sanderson books? You recommend them? Is he the guy who finished Wheel of Time? He's that dude with the funny underpants that finishes everybody else's book for them because he writes like 3 books a year forever. A crazy prodigious. Is a really long way of saying no. I've heard of him. But I haven't read anything of his. I read a great deal as a kid. But I basically stopped like many. Showed your old world buddy who's in town the 93 video. We shared a tear and a beer to it. What a ride, Mr. Ratman. Yeah. Manly tear and a salute. That little metal rat has seen a lot of shit. You guys finished talking about the new scaven models? No, I'm gonna get to it. There's a news section after this, but you know, I'm chilling. We're just chilling. Yeah, he may finally rest soon-ish. Sanderson is funny. You wouldn't say his stuff was good. You will say it's very enjoyable. A lot of times that's just as good. Considering you're 4 years older than the rat, you have apparently seen a lot of shit. Yeah. Old man SJ over here. Jesus. Reading has always been terrible unless it's rules for you. You have aphantasia. Oh, word. I was just talking about that the other day. So you can't visually create mental images of everything. Yeah. You hated reading as a kid because you saw no point to everything. Then technical documents came out and you were blown away. Can you do any sort of mental image of organization of information, like technically? As in, with those technical documents? I guess visualize is sort of a stretch here. I guess I don't mean exactly visualize. Maybe it's just information storing. PC's running, but the monitor's off, yeah. You and the rat are exactly the same age. You also want to rest, yeah. Everything is fleeting. Enjoy the little things. Old people cliches are right. Let's paint little dudes and talk about our rules to play make-believe. Yeah. It's fun. It's a bit like late-stage Spielberg. He stopped making much that's vital, but the man knows every trick in the book to make you feel things. Sure. I mean, I liked the end of Fabelmans. That was charming. Perhaps his problem is it's becoming harder and harder to care. I'm not sure. He put everything he had into Tintin, Frank on the Rocks. I'm not invited to the Tintin party because I never cared about it. But if I did, it would probably be a treat. Yeah, he hired David Lynch to play John Ford. Based. And he did a good job. Lynch delivered a good performance. Stole the show, kinda. Everything was set up for him to do that, but still, it's good work. Hat tip too. Ridiculous chewing on cigar slop sound effects. don't give a fuck about Tintin and the movie is godlike. Yeah, that's what a good movie will do. In the spirit of reading rules being fun, you had a blast reading the Battletech rules. You have never seen a rule book with as many exceptions as there are rules. It has a common misconceptions section in the back. Okay. After you redeemed Switch hats, this is my only old man hat. I'm wearing an age-appropriate hat. This is Altered Beast Sega Genesis, right? This is an appropriate time period hat for the video. And I don't have another one, so I guess I'll just switch to big. Costume over. Punished Lynch, yeah, with the eye patch. Scorsese, on the other hand, has never made a single good movie. That's bait. Have you ever played Flesh and Blood? No, I'm aware of it. But how do I put... I don't... damn. I don't know if there's like a non-rude way to say this. And I really don't intend for it to be. But... Magic the Gathering, like League of Legends, Hearthstone, and World of Warcraft, is a game that some people play and seem to get more out of hating the fact that they are playing it and hating the company that makes it than they are getting enjoyment out of actually playing the game. And to them I say, let go. Magic has some annoying things they do, but I ain't about to quit over it. The game's amazing. It's the best, probably the best game ever made or something like that. It's so good. I'm not looking for a different card game. In fact, I wouldn't even say, in a certain sense, I wouldn't even say that I like card games or I'm a fan of card games. I'm not. I just like Magic. It's like the perfect game. Sometimes you get those people. The board game collectors. The people who have a hobby of apparently starting and buying new games. And they get mad. You've seen this online, and you've seen this maybe at least a little bit in real life. The people that are mad, like truly upset, that everyone's playing D&D. There's so many other tabletop games out there. These people shriek online, accusingly, pointing their finger. You all, stop having fun with Dungeons & Dragons. Have fun with literal who-ass tabletop game that nobody's ever heard of. Try that one instead. There's like 30 of them. Play 30 of them the next 30 weeks. Just jump from one to another. There's a better card game out there. There's a, whatever. And I think it's just a different brain, maybe. I don't mean to make them sound so mean, I guess. I can't help but put narratives onto stuff, I suppose. But I'm not searching for a card game to play. I have found one, and it's great. I'm not looking for another one. I play other tabletop games than Dungeons & Dragons, here and there. But I'm not always on the lookout for the next one. If somebody's like, hey, do you want to try a brand new tabletop game that just came out? My answer is like, no. Because I'm not searching for that. Yeah. I know this is a really long-winded way of saying I'm not interested in Flesh and Blood, but is Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Similar? In that they're both card games, yeah. I don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh! Besides the art is trash. No offense. Stop playing Magic after Modern Horizon 2, but you'll probably come back eventually. Do so if you want to. You know, don't feel obliged to. I'm an outsider, so it's probably unfair of me to say this, but everything I've learned about Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the years, rules and mechanic-wise, leads me to believe that it is literally a bad game. Bad game. Game bad. But I don't know everything about it, and I haven't played it, so it's not a fact. It's an opinion. It's my lived experience. You're leveling a Gnome Warlock on the other monitor. It's fun. Hey, I played WoW for a long time. Had a lot of fun with it. Also, if you're concerned about oversaturation, why are you getting into a new card game? Aren't you oversaturating yourself in that way? I don't know. Never mind, but this isn't accusatory. Hey, do you keep up with the current Magic releases? Yeah, for Commander, yeah. The new Everybody Gets a Cowboy Hat set. There's some cool cards in there. I've ordered like three cards from there, and that's all that I'll interact with it for. I'm excited to play those 3 cards. Have you ever thought about making videos on Magic or Commander specifically? Yeah, but I'm not like competing anymore. Oh, I could. I made Magic cards out of AoS, but that's custom card content, and nobody cares about that. I may. I have thought about it. Got nothing to say, just really enjoy your content, bud. Thanks. And glad you caught me live. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks, Ribonator. Appreciate it. TYVM. Thanks for liking my stuff. Especially my stuff that I use Giga-Con copyrighted music for, that I know I can't monetize, which is the last video. I had it in my head, I'm like, look, for a song for this bit, there's just no better song than this one. And so I will make nothing from the video, and that's fine. We do it anyway. So I appreciate it. It's like half of D&D content creators. They tell you how amazing Powered by the Apocalypse is, and then play 3 boring sessions of it and go back to D&D. Yeah, so I'm not saying all those other games aren't great. Many of them probably are. Many of them are probably better than D&D. Some of them are worse. Some of them are better. You know. Maybe it's burnout or something, or they always have this secret thing in their back pocket that they wish they could do. I wish I could play more waifu games, but my stream dies when I do. So, I mean, you know, everybody's got problems. But, yeah, I found D&D is just easier because it's the thing that everybody plays. And the hard parts about tabletop gaming... The hard parts about tabletop gaming are people's schedules as they get older. Get married, have kids and stuff. Meet once a week, every week for 6 months when you're all adults. Challenge impossible. But then again, stuff's kind of for kids after all, right? What got you into Age of Sigmar in the first place? Asked Cal Bergman. Was it just a different time and you had space in your life for a new war game? Not even a new war game. Here's the thing, right? I played Magic the Gathering for 20 years. I'm not a card game guy. No interest in other card games. Although what I have looked into for other card games, they seem like bad versions of Magic in various ways. Some of them really bad versions. Although I did play the WoW TCG a million years ago at Gen Con a little after. In physical card, that game was pretty fun actually. But yeah, I'm not really like a card game guy, just like Magic. I'm not a tabletop war gamer, I just like Age of Sigmar. It's kind of, in a sense, how I operate. for a while I was actually a connoisseur of MMOs. I was an MMO connoisseur. For a period of about 10 years, I played basically every one that came out. But then WoW came out and it shit on everything else. It's a rough one, kid. Anyway, why did I get into AoS? My roommate was into it. It looked fun. I had retired from Magic at the time, and I'm like, I want to get some dad game. Learn how to paint miniatures. I think it'll be fun. Game seems reasonable. This is at the point where it had points and stuff. It was a real game as opposed to a non-real game, like on launch. You went to Gen Con this year, brother? No, I'm not. I went to Gen Con almost every year from like, I don't know, 98 to 20-something. I haven't been since before COVID. I think I stopped going maybe 3 or 4 years before COVID. Too many people. But I liked it when I went. Someday I'll return. Mayhap. HeyWoah played in a live Soulbound game. Yeah, it was fun. Soulbound was a good system. I mean, you had to tweak a thing or two, but you got to do that for all of them. I liked Soulbound. That was a good one. It was a man of extreme focus and dedication. Sometimes. Your Slaves to Darkness talk on YouTube is what made you want to stop playing the good guy factions and give in to the cool spiky armor. Just play the thing that you like. Play the cool thing. MJ Pegasus, thanks for the tier 1, by the way. I can't remember if I thanked you or not. Appreciate it. It's fine you're playing a waifu game right now, but this waifu in front of you is playing hard to get. Oh, who's that? Enjoy Ogres, already play Ogres in every other similar game. Necromunda, Blood Bowl, Warcry, just say might as well invest in the big game. Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, Cruel Drew is in chat. This is the guy. That's the one I was talking about. Cruel Drew used to be his roommate in second college. He invited HeyWoah to a friend's house to watch us play Warhammer, and sure, seems cool. And 2 days later, he had researched each army and purchased 2k of Beastclaw. Yeah. Purchased 2k of Beastclaw and then painted it up over the course of, I don't know, a month or something. And started the game. No 1k on-ramp, no path to Ignori. I was interested in the game, right? Not like kind of the game or the side game or the little tiny version of the game. I wanted to play the real actual game. And I'm the weird one, but I think you are as weird as I really am, okay? On this particular topic. As I recently learned after the Miniac thing. Apparently there's just 10 million people out there who, when they look at a 2,000 point war game, they're like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play all sorts of shit that's not that game. Oh, chess? Cool. Well, I'm gonna play chess with 3 pawns and 2 rooks for 6 months. And then I'll add a king. And then play that for 6 months. And during that time, I'll complain about balance. Okay. So, I'm in the minority. I'm weird, but I'm the one having fun. So, I don't know. Get on. HeyWoah must have reverse ADD. What's ADD again? Attention deficit disorder. What's the difference between that and ADHD? Without the presence of other ADHD symptoms such as excessive impulsiveness or hyperactivity. Oh, okay, so ADHD, excessive impulsiveness or hyperactivity. Okay. I mean, people say these all the time, but sometimes you're just like listening to it and you're like, wait, what is that again? What exact thing is that? There's no functional difference anymore. I'm sure it's a spectrum just like all things. You know? People like to draw boxes around stuff to be able to more easily define it and understand it, which is very useful. But the more they learn about it, generally, edges get fuzzy. Which doesn't mean we should cast aside the boxes, but rather better define them. Incorporate the fuzziness. Ahem. You got into AoS from D&D, surprisingly. You ran games for 5 years and you were building your miniature collection and thought, I really like Blight. Got myself a box of dry ass, and 3 years later, here you are. Okay. I think that's kind of common. Using Age of Sigmar miniatures for like a really important D&D thing. Maybe the problem is that AoS guys are pretty specific, you know, and you want to be a little more generic or maybe customize yours for Dungeons & Dragons or something, but yeah, I hear that story a reasonable amount. Did Mr. HeyWoah play City of Heroes? Yes. Good poll, by the way. I don't think I played City of Villains. I only heard about it. I'm not sure if it was... Vampire was a great TCG too. Never played that one. Mr. Woe, Kiss, Marry, Kill for Ogre models. Kill all. Refresh with better plastic. With a Age of Sigmar twist. Especially for the Gutbusters. Which are a little generic in this day and age. Looking kind of derpy. What about AoS and MTG attract each other? I don't know that they do. They just have for me, but I don't know if that's them or if that's me. I think the more likely explanation is Magic is so popular and has been for so long and almost single-handedly kept the majority of game stores in all of America alive for the past 30 years, although it's been problematic the last 10. That the chances of someone having previously played Magic, if there's some nerd, is just super high. And so it's gonna color the data in that way. It's almost hard to select away from it. Were any of you tempted to get those metal Badland Ogres? No. Metal, get out. I ain't trying to get metal. The whole reason I like Games Workshop is they have good plastic. And the quality of everything is just high. Really high. I think most people take their time to paint stuff and it's hard to quickly get on board. Yeah, for sure. I mean, just use bases and stuff with your friends while you're doing that. No big deal. No need to rush painting unless you got a tournament or something, and even then I wouldn't recommend it. Paint at your own pace. It's supposed to be an after the work. After you get home from work, chill, do something creative with your hands, relax. Unless you play Beasts of Chaos, they'll be there when you get back. R.I.P. Kiss Slaughtermaster, kill gluttons, marry Greg the Buttsman? Who? Is that some fantasy reference? I'm too Age of Sigmar to understand, Tay Barracuda. You got into AoS after being tired of 40k, you sold your Tau and wanted to play the complete opposite in AoS and settle on Fire Slayers. Thankfully you enjoy the aesthetic and playstyle. You never look back. Well, I'm glad you're having fun. I'm not necessarily in the business of telling people that Age of Sigmar is a better game than 40k or anything. I don't play 40k. so I have no real frame of reference. I see things from it, but I think that paints me a weird picture of it. Because when you're an outsider to 40K, and then you look at anything anyone ever says about 40K mechanically, they're always complaining about how bullshit something is, or how ruined something is, or how stupid some rule change is, or this thing or that thing. You know, talk to a 40K player for 1 minute and they'll start complaining about something. It's like impossible not to. But I don't think they like really feel like that. It's just like what you see from the outside because it rises to the surface, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a good comparison between the two games. I like Age of Sigmar. And I just don't play 40K, so I don't have a good frame of reference. Need to finish painting your Sylvaneth from the Christmas box. Like 2 Christmases ago. Hey, you'll get there eventually. Just, you can take your time. Don't feel rushed. Work on it when you want to. But you really should paint your models. Some people have a hobby of playing a game. Some people have a hobby of painting models. And some people have a hobby of coming up with lists and working on rules and playing and stuff like that, right? And some people have a hobby of just buying things. It's actually just buying. It's like going to the store, buying an iPhone and unboxing it and then just putting it on your shelf next to 3 other iPhones. Don't do that. I guess I can't stop you, but you do perform a valuable service because when you inevitably keep selling all those boxes that you never even open, you do so at a discount. So someone who actually wants to play might be able to get a discount on Games Workshop stuff. So in that way, in the ecosystem, you're doing a good thing. In that way. You got into Warhammer in 1999. When you were walking on the beach with your parents, you saw a kid playing in the sand with 40k berserkers and some goblins. Models in the sand? No, you're ruining it. The paint. Although it was 1999, they were probably had varnish on them, so maybe they were safe. You asked him if your Pokemon figures could join. Hell yeah, brother. Can you please change the song? I was thinking about it. Wait a minute. This isn't just one song. I think this is a whole remix. This is a whole, like, OST. It naturally changes. This is one of the ones that do. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to listen for a little bit. I think the song changes. Naturally. Delta Drifter, thanks for the follow. Maybe it's stuck. And it just keeps saying, ah, yeah, yeah. It's been this song for some time. Alright, maybe this is like a super long remix. You can go on a rain walk if you want. Actually, you want to go to space? We'll go to space for a little while. Through the cosmos. Billions. Billions and billions of stars and galaxies in the Milky Way. What the fuck is that planet he was saying? The meat planet. Issue is your grades started slipping real hard and you swore off everything that wasn't studying for a while. Oh, well then that's just good. Then just do that, yeah. Can you almost hear the noise when you select a cluster? I feel like it's always just about to happen. Damn, this game was so fucking good. It's too bad they never finished the trilogy. But man, I really liked 1 and 2. Anomaly detected, yeah. Yeah, the boing noise. Look at all that democracy. The background music might be a touch too loud, but chill. I'll change it in a second. Every AoS edition has Stormcast versus one of the evil factions. How do you feel about an edition where an Order faction is the bad guy? Seraphon decide that a COS shouldn't exist or something? I don't know. They're kind of supposed to be working together, but Daughters of Cain is kind of bad. You know? Daughters of Cain kind of bad. Kind of bad guys, in a way. I think there's plenty of verses already. And also, one of the campaign books was Idnet Deepkin versus Marathi. That was a pairing they could have had because it happened in which book was it? I think the book was called Marathi, actually. So they have fought canonically and could very well have been the launch box if they wanted to do that. Kroger. I like how the Kroger genocide. The refrigerators? Yeah, the Krogan genophage, yeah. Yeah, Broken Realms are out here. Hey man, just want to say it was really nice to meet you at Adepticon. Oh, Waggly Jack, hey, thanks a lot. I'm kind of weird in real life because I'm a hermit and never goes outside, but it's nice to have people tell me that they like my stuff. I always appreciate it. You just like Stormcast to take a backseat for an edition or two? Well, what did they just do? They got rid of like half, I think, is it actually half of Stormcast's lineup? Now, they're going to bring back the first wave stuff as their new updated guys. They already told us as much, right? But yeah, it will be interesting to see moving forward if they instantly cause the same problem again. Because there were way too many Stormcasts. There just were way too many. Right? And now 4th edition is coming out. They're bringing back the first wave that they retired. 5th edition, are we getting another 6 boxes of brand new some other chamber? And then 6th edition, another 6 boxes of some brand new other chamber. And now we're back to the same place that we just, found ourselves in right now. I wonder. Kind of hope not. Kensh's, Mr. HeyWoah, really like your stuff. Keep up the good content. Hey, thanks for liking my stuff. I appreciate it. TY. The most interesting tinfoil hat that I heard about this. Oh, hold on. Tennessee Two-Step. Thanks for the 5 tier 1s. Thanks for the grip of gifts on the Twitch side of things. I appreciate it. It worked with Space Marines. That's a little on topic. So, the most interesting tinfoil hat that I found was, now companies have such a thing as a pipeline. They have to start real early, and then stuff is moving towards happening, right? And so things are always in the process of moving towards happening. They're just staggered, right? It takes like 3 years or something for a model to go from concept art to print. Possibly longer. It takes like 2 years for all the rules writers to figure out the new edition, write all the books and stuff, right? The tinfoil hat that I heard that I will click this button for. Oh, never mind, it broke. The thing broke. Anyway, Dude, trust me. This isn't particularly trustworthy, but I found it to be an interesting tinfoil hat that in post hoc makes sense. Originally, Stormcast clearly were meant to try to capture what worked so well for Space Marines. Just on the product side. Big shoulder pads, lots of armor, guys in helmets, easy to paint for new people, no skin or faces that scare away new players, right? Just a little guy that you glob thick-ass GW metallics all over, right? On the painting side. And so they're like, well, we're going to try to copy the brand style stuff that worked with Space Marines. And so we're going to come up with all these chapters. Sorry. Storm hosts. Pardon me. Storm hosts, okay? And we're going to give all the different storm hosts a name and a little bit of lore and different color schemes and stuff. And hopefully they'll catch on like they did with Space Marines. And so eventually, what we're going to do is just how there's the red man Space Marines and there's the green man Space Marines and the blue man Space Marines, you know, there's like 10 of them. I'm making this up, I don't know, 40k. And even though it's the same miniature, you dunk it in a different bucket of paint and it's a different army, right, with different rules and everything like that. And the people love it. The 40k people, damn, they love their different Space Marines. With the big daddy that's the leader of each of the squads of them, you know. And so they're like, well, we'll put in some ways so that just in case that happens with Stormcast, we'll be able to capture it, you know. So we'll do different storm hosts and give them different rules and stuff. And so they're just slamming out Stormcast way faster than anyone thinks they should. And so many of them are duplicates. Because if Stormcast catch on like Space Marines did, then they'll split them up into 4 different Stormcast books, 5 different Stormcast books, 6 different Stormcast books, and each of them will have their own battle line, each of them will have their own hammer unit, each of them will have their own anvil unit, and that's why so many of them are so similar, and why there were so many of them all over the place. But that didn't happen. I'm not saying no one gave a fuck about Stormcast. Plenty of people liked Stormcast and bought into it. And their lore is actually a lot cooler than people give it credit for. But it didn't take off like Space Marines. In fact, most of the time, it's not even the most played army. You know? And they noticed that. Yeah, I mean, Stormcast sold great. But they didn't sell Space Marine great. They didn't sell crazy. People didn't really identify with the different storm hosts. They didn't paint their car a different color, start shouting only the faithful. They didn't do any of that. They mostly asked if they could paint the guys however they wanted, because it's my dudes. I want to paint them up custom with my stuff, right? So Games Workshop noticed that as well, because they're looking at data, they're a business, and they're like, okay, well, just in case we started that in case, but it seems like it's not happening, so we're gonna cut it off. We'll give it an addition. And at this point now, they're like, well, look, we failed to make lightning in a bottle, flash in the pan, Space Marines a second time. Stormcast are popular enough, they sell well enough, but they're not Space Marines. So, Sarcosanct, whichever chamber that has the most stuff, graph, right? Venn diagram of the chamber with the most models that our factory is making, crossed over with popularity, whichever one's in the middle, get out of here. And because fulminators are always good, that's Sarcosanct. So get out of here. The tinfoil hat this is officially the, okay, turns out we didn't remake Space Marines, so we're getting rid of some, and Stormcast are just going to be a normal army from here on out. and we were purposefully bloating it with multiples of the same units because we were going to split them if our dreams came true, which they didn't. Anyway, I have no source for this. Don't know if it's true. But it was the most interesting tinfoil hat I heard about it. Arondigda2, thanks for the Prime. Appreciate it on Twitch. TYVM and Tennessee Two Step for the 5. Appreciate it. When you worked for GW, your boss told you that Roundtree talked to him about the story of 2nd edition at the time that 1st edition launched. The pipeline is long. Yes, it is. Yep. The wheel's always churning. You don't know if you believe such things, but you can see the thought process. Yeah, for me, I just find it interesting. Oh, speaking of tinfoil hat, I'll read your comment in a second. Speaking of tinfoil hat, this one is true. This one, I have a scale. I have the dude trust me scale, okay? I don't really give my sources because I'm somewhat of a content, I'm not really a news person, but I might as well follow the rules that news kind of does. More likely I hear things this way. I was sent a message on Discord after I posted my Friday video, by a person who I know to be very trustworthy. And so my confidence level on this is 100%. And it's a correction of my Friday video. Correction, okay? Kragnos was never meant for Beasts of Chaos, despite how it all appears, you know? From the initial design request, concept art, everything, it was always meant to be, quote, a centaur-like destruction god, end quote. There was no change of plans. It was never going to be a Beast of Chaos model. Even the beginning idea of it was some guy in a suit who had apparently just finished watching Monmusu Academy, Season 1, said, we need a destruction god just like the other Grand Alliances got their gods walking around. They got models. Alariel's a god. Nagash is a god. We need a destruction god model. And I just finished watching Monster Girl Academy, so it has to be a centaur. Has to be some kind of centaur. And they're like, all right, but if you want us to make a centaur that is a destruction god, no matter how creative we get with it, it's gonna probably end up kind of looking like a Beasts of Chaos model. Just from that starting point, you know what I mean? Anyway, that was an editorialization. They didn't say that last part. It wasn't a conversational thing, but there it is. That's the correction. I implied, because that's how it looked in my video, that, oh, you know, here you have Bulgors and Slaves to Darkness got him, and here you have Kragnos and Destruction got it. Apparently not. At least for Kragnos, anyway. I suppose you can keep some amount of tinfoil for that other stuff, but I don't have any information on that, so I won't comment on it. But I do have information on this, and this is they came with receipts. Confidence level on that information, 100%. Anyway. Yeah. We need a Gawad over here. Yeah. Make him a Centauria. Yeah. Anyway. That's what I heard. Alright, I'm done with the spacewalk. It was very nice while it lasted. Let's go on a rain walk, shall we? Also, it's me, Jupes. I did switch hats. I did it. Thanks for the follow. Somebody followed, but I lost the message for it. If you just followed, I guess type. I don't know. I lost the message for it. I was on a roll. I was telling a news. And news. Kragnos is supposed to be wearing a suit? I don't know. I hope he was supposed to be cool. I'm a known... Look, I'm a known centaur disliker. That's just my opinion. So, I don't like what Kragnos looks like. Mostly because he's a centaur. I don't like his face either. And I think he should have more armor and stuff. But that's just me. Unfortunately, they made his rules really fucking fun. And stupid, but fun. So I like it. Really, and you always snagged a t-shirt. You'll be repping it in 4-0. Let's go. Hey, thanks for buying a shirt, will ya? Appreciate it. TYVM. Dankosaurus Geth just followed. Alright, hey, thanks for the follow. Hey, well, how mad would you be if the Ogres finally got their refresh and they literally merged Gutbuster and BCR to make Centigars? Yeah, it would be custom made for me personally to hate it. Yeah, that would suck. Like they squat the whole line and then do the full refresh, you know, the Slaves to Darkness thing, the Scaven thing, the Seraphon thing, right? And then they're like, Ogres are now, it's like Dragon Ogres, right? It's a Centaur army now. Almost nothing could get me to quit the faction unless they just squatted it or something, but that would be close. Boy, I wouldn't like that. There's no way they would do that, though, unless they watch my streams, and they don't. Every other god is thematically part of the races they represent. Weird choice. I think that was intentional, DK Ratesburg. I believe that probably, and this is now this apart from what I heard, but I'm just thinking out loud. Since they had an opportunity here to start fresh, they're not pulling anything in with a model that already exists from the before time. They got to start fresh, and they're like, look, instead of having a destruction god that's just like an orc that anyone can use, we want to have a destruction god that isn't like kind of for one of the races. We want one that's really like all of them. And so we want one that doesn't look like any of them because it's for everyone in destruction. Maybe that, you know, I could see them doing something like that. That's one of the two like first bad ideas you could ever have, which is have a god that looks nothing like any of them, or have a god that looks like a part of all of them. One of the two. Hear me out. Big orc, yeah. What's your backup faction if that happens? Says Delta Drifter, first time chatter. I don't have one. I don't have a backup faction. No plans. It's not that I'm so confident that my faction is going to stick around or anything. It could go away. If any faction could get squatted, it would be mine, right? Most likely. Features models only from the old world. Used to be two different armies that got souped together in a book. Haven't gotten any big refreshes lately, although they did get Gorgers. But BOC got stuff and they're gone, so I don't know. It could happen to my army, but I don't think so. I think it's very unlikely. And if it does, I'll just deal with it when it happens. Planning for what I would do if that happened is a little bit too much like worrying to me. I ain't trying to worry about stuff like that. If my faction gets squatted, damn, I've had 8 awesome years of playing with the same Ogre army. Ups and downs, 0-5, 5-0, you know, I've done it all. Customized them, gave them little tiny hats just like me. My little main hero has a hat that says big in little tiny yellow letters on it. The other one has a little hat that looks like this one. He's got the Altered Beast hat. They're crushing other people's terrain features. I've had 8 solid years of playing with it. If it's gone, Damn. I think I got my money's worth, actually. You know what I mean? I played Baldur's Gate for a few months, and that was awesome, you know? But that was it, you know? I don't know. 8 years is a long time to get out of buying an army once. Ahem. Yeah, Galder's Bateman, true. Ogres aren't going anywhere. People leave that mat alone. I mean, probably not. I'm not going into every chat room and typing in response to everybody. GW might scrap your army. They did it to BOC. They could do it to anybody. I'm not gonna become obsessed. I suppose it could happen. Probably not. But if it does, all right. I got a lot of years out of them. I had a good run, man. Nothing lasts forever. Didn't you see the video I just made? Nothing lasts forever. That little metal rat. Dude, Warhammer Fantasy died, and they kept selling the little rat for the next 9 years for a new game. Nothing lasts forever. You would be so lucky to get 8 years out of your cool army, you know? Boovy, first time chatter. Just started the hobby. Really want ogres to be your main due to fantasy and concepts. But boy, those models look stiff. Yeah, you know they do, Boovy. BOOVI. They do. I'm not blind to it. The Gutbuster half. Looking pretty derpy and also kind of just scrunching into a phone booth. Hold on. I used the word phone booth because I just did a nostalgic video. Those are things that used to have telephones in them before there were cell phones. What could you squeeze into? A bus? Do people, when you're standing up in a bus? Go to bed, Grandpa. Alright, chill. Anyway. Yeah, they look stiff because they used to be on square bases and they were supposed to get ranked up. And now that they're on circles and you have more room to make the model look cool, yeah, ogres could definitely use one of those whole army facelift kind of things that a few armies have gotten so far. Looking forward to that one for sure. To be honest, it has you thinking about impermanence in a general sense, if unproductively. It's okay to be unproductive a little bit. You know. Very annoying that people keep saying Fireslayers are next just because people think that they're the least bought faction in the weird 4chan post. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't looked at the 4chan post. I'll get to it. I haven't even looked at it, and people are like, that thing is not real. And I'm sure it's not, but it's fun to read fake dude trust me things as well. Sometimes to make fun of them, sometimes to psychoanalyze them or something, you know. Oh, you deleted it? Okay. Well, the 4chan post? Okay, cool. Just in case. Yeah, it's in Husbando. It's in Mod.js. I saw it. Estrog Nines Wink. You think ogres have the potential to be an incredible army if they get a Seraphon style refresh? Yeah, I'm hoping for a Slaves to Darkness style refresh. Because I think that refresh was better. But yeah, I agree with you. Looking forward to it, if it happens. You want to see what the current year AoS sculptors do with a flosh? True. You're not afraid a modern GW would try and make the ogres cool? No, I would like them to. My ideal is that they make ogres cool instead of fart, stupid, herder, that's a big part of Gutbuster identity, but it's the reason I did not choose Gutbusters as my army. I chose Beastclaw. Because I found the stupid humor to be fucking cringe and dumb. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the target audience for it. Lonely Bolter, thanks for $5. Appreciate it. GW got us all reflecting on Nietzsche. I hope not. I hope you reflect on a better philosophy than that. But thanks for the $5. I appreciate it. TYVM. Please merge all the dwarves into a proper faction? No, absolutely not. What an awful idea. Sorry, Grognard. I don't mean to bully you. But taking all the unique, separate, interesting dwarf armies and just slopping them like creamed corn into the same soup bag, shaking them up, and just dumping them on a plate. What an awful idea. I don't like when they soup stuff up, obviously. This is like my opinion. I like things to say separate and special and unique, instead of getting shook up in a giant bag. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Ahem. Just out here waiting for another real Cruel Boys Monster Cavalry units and not something souped from other games. CJ Musto thinks it's $20. Thank you, big pay. On YouTube. GW really got you reflecting on betrayal at Krondor. Oh, I press like. I press like. I forgot I could like these. I'm gonna go up and like all of them now. I forgot YouTube lets you like the posts that give you money. So it's like, yeah, you gave me $5. Of course I click like. Hell yeah, brother. This is how it works. It's so funny. Who wouldn't click? Imagine not clicking. Is it time? I kind of want to read this stupid, obviously fake thing. Maybe I won't post it on screen. I'll just read it. What do you think? In any case, I'm going to cut the commercial. Re-up my Pepsi. BRB. Oh, and now a word from our sponsors.
Right now, you could be savoring the rich, creamy flavor of angel food ice cream. It's the extra cream in angel food that blends all of your favorite flavors so they're always smooth and creamy, never pointy. How about some rich and creamy angel food ice cream right now?
Cream. Damn, that shit's good. Thank you. Angel food ice cream. Do we know of any spoilers for the Dark Oath box set? I don't think so. I like the part where I clapped. I clapped when he said cream. It's nice and half melted too. Yo, I had ice cream on a whim. I haven't had ice cream in like 10 years. And I went to Burger King and got a single cheeseburger. And I'm like, you know what? Hook me up with a ice cream cup for children. And the guy's like, yes, sir, grown man. And it was just like a soft serve cup the size of a thimble. It was pretty good. Can't wait to have my next ice cream in another 10 years. It's going to be pretty good. Damn, what a story. Yo, I got another story. I have real life stories because I almost went outside a few times the past 2 weeks. So, when I was editing, I think it was editing, might have been editing Friday's video, I think. And so I had my headphones on and I'm editing, right? And I hear like pounding outside my room, my apartment. So I pull out headphones and take them off, and sure enough, there's knocking on the door, but not mine, like somebody else's. And they're just pounding. I'm like, okay. And so I'm just editing away. And it keeps happening. 1 minute, 2 minutes. It's a long time. 2 minutes, long time to be knocking on a door. You know? As an editor, 3 seconds is a long time. Like, just sit there and count to 120. That's a long time to be knocking, right? And so I get up and I'm like, I'm going to investigate. I'm going to do it. I'm going to open my door and see what happens. And so I turn the bolt and the extra 2 bolts that I installed, and the slidey thing, open the door, and there's the police. 3 polices. Standing outside the door across and to the left of mine. And they look at me, and it is at this moment that I realize the true visual and audio of my current situation. I'm wearing basketball shorts, a Project Melody t-shirt, a hat that says big, no socks, the second monitor of my giant editing station, which can be seen from my doorway, that has like a big mic arm in front of it, 2 C-stands with lights, a second computer on top of a desk, right? The second of 3 monitors has Shondo just screaming out of my speakers because I unplugged the headphones. She's just fucking screaming. She chose this moment. Shondo. Just shrieking. And so I'm standing here looking at the police, and all of this is happening. And the lady police is like, do you know who lives here? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I don't go outside. And then there's a brief pause, and I think maybe they need more of an explanation, but thinking about it now, from their perspective, they needed no more explanation whatsoever. But I still give them one, because at the time, you know, up here, we're thinking, ooh, human interaction, right? After I say, I don't go outside. And the look on their face is like, obviously. I'm a hermit, I say. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, thanks. Sorry about the noise. I'm like, oh, yeah. Give them one of these, you know? And go back in, close the door, lock the door, turn the bolt, turn the other one, use the turny thing. All right. Yeah. And then they knock for another, 5 minutes trying to get in there. And I'm like, I wonder if they're going to break the door down or not. And it reminded me of, like a Coen brother movie, you know? Where, everything's happening at once. Walter Sobchak is, holding a gun at some Vietnam burnout guy, shouting at him, Market Zero. There's a dog at his leg, jumping up and down, just yipping and yapping. There's a dog. The waiters and stuff at the bowling alley are kind of noticing the dude who's kind of wearing some knit rug thing. Dude, they're calling the cops. We got just everything's kind of happening. It was that scene. Except I was marked safe. Nothing happened. And the police, all 3 of the polices, pretty polite. They apologized for the noise. It was pretty. So anyway, that was my going outside interaction for that 5-6 day period, roughly. 4 or 5. I'm like, all right, outside, I'm putting you on cooldown. Nothing happened, but you're on cooldown. Anyway, there's HeyWoah almost goes outside, is what you could call it. Hey, I was talking and somebody gave me money. Flummoxed Buffoon, 87. Kind of appropriate name. Pertinent. Thanks for the $20. Appreciate it. You are dealing with cream again. Your more big charisma. Big charisma. That one probably doesn't work so well in text. But thanks for the $20. I appreciate it. A second monitor has hit the editor. Yeah. No, he wasn't assassinated. His head just did that. Yet you appear to be walking outside the woods right now. Curious, the magic of cinema. For the longest time, you thought these were videos of you walking in the rain and you were super impressed? Absolutely not. I type in YouTube 4K 1 hour walk, and then I find the one that's most visually interesting to me and just loop it. This is somebody else's. This is some outside goer. Some outside goer. Some ground walker. And visual recorder. That being said, do you think I go to space? I know you don't. Anyway, yeah. Plus, the space one is new, anyway. Magi Kof Film. Yeah. You think you missed the conversation? Is HeyWoah an old ogres or new Slim City style if they got the revamp? Oh yeah, somebody else asked something like that. Levy Harry Ford. Okay, Henry. Old ogres or new Slim City style? Let me think about that. No, I think the sumo body. The idea of some Brian Shaw looking ass motherfucker the size of a refrigerator, 8 foot tall, power lifter, like crazy muscle mass, and then an extra 150 pounds of just pure fat on top of that, you know, like a Christmas tree, a meat miracle, you know. The most strong you could possibly be without a care for aesthetics or flexibility or anything like that. I think I like that. I think I like that. What I don't think they necessarily need is the inbred looking ass Mega Gargant stuff. Goofy ass, you know, ogre face from EverQuest. I don't know. I don't know about that. Prime Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall is more of a sphere. A sphere of power, but a sphere, yeah. I'm thinking more Brian Shaw. But maybe it's because I'm American, so I'm thinking Brian Shaw, and you might be European, so you're thinking, or British or something, so you're thinking Eddie Hall. We could go half Thor Bjornsson if you'd like. Although he was always a bit too cut, I think. He looked too good. Yeah, being big is part of their religion, true. Got a wheelchair. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Mantic ogres are skinny and just look like big orcs. That's kind of the problem. If you do the svelte kind of ogre, they end up just looking like World of Warcraft orcs, you know, just sized up. In a sense. I'm not saying they couldn't do it proper justice, but you know, there it is. You like the idea of pirate ogres? Maybe they can have a nice box of the new models against perhaps the vampire coast. Damn, the hopium that's being inhaled from the Total War players. That being said, I hope you get what you want. Imagine Eddie being invited to GWHQ. Yeah, bench press some people and then gets the new ogre stuff. That could be fun. I don't know if he's into the game or not, but it'd be good, maybe. Deliverance, look at ogres. Hey, is it time? Good talk, by the way. This is the part that I like about the stream, is that all these messages appear and we're basically just talking. Videos can be tight and scripted and stay on subject. They're just like interacting with chat during the live stuff. I was given this. I'm not going to put it on screen because people think that it's fake. It comes from 4chan, so whatever you think about that. I'm just going to read a little bit of it and we'll see where it takes us. All right. And we'll stay on our walk. GW Leak says this 4chan post. Here's what's going down. All resin is being phased out by 2025 to comply with new government rulings on recyclable plastic to avoid bigger tax charges. Well, this whole thing is fake. All right, well, we know, at least we got that out of the way. Yeah, do I even bother? Do I even bother reading on? Hey, Disaster Plan, thanks for the tier 1, I appreciate it. They gifted a sub and it landed on Neptune Chill. Appreciate it. You hate resin as much as the next guy, but that reasoning? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for Games Workshop to want to phase out Finecast. And resin. Because their plastic work is really good. They're really good with their injection mold plastic. That's crazy expensive to do, by the way. Almost nobody else does it. I don't know that anybody else does it to the quality level that Games Workshop does. The only thing I can think of is probably Gunpla, right? Which is a very different type of thing, but also still technically models, I guess. And they're just not competing against each other because Gunpla isn't a game. Toon Tristan redeemed Switch hats. Sure. Switch. Anyway, I think they would want to get rid of resin in any case. The government mandated thing is the extra part that makes me think this isn't true. Recyclable plastic stuff are Britbongers this? I don't know. Probably not, man. But we'll see. Do they cite these new laws? No. But, anyway. These chaos are being moved to balance out the old world and have more variety to avoid another horse heresy where players still... This feels like a player predicting stuff. You know what I mean? There is thinking about the ground level of the customer experience, and then there's being written by a player and working backwards from something. Yeah. I heard the thing where they don't want an army in 2 games at the same time. I heard that. It makes sense. But if that's the reason, and I think it perhaps is, it's not for some, oh, what about the old world Horus Heresy, the players, Matt? Nah, it's just they want to sell the same thing to 2 different games. I think I talked about this Friday. I probably did. But like, okay. Are we putting square bases or round bases in the box? If something is for 40K and AoS, are we putting it in an AoS box or a 40K box? Are we making 2 boxes for the same product? What about the businesses that order stuff from us? If they order the 40K one, but not the AoS one, person walks into the store and they want the item for AoS. They go to the AoS section, it's not there, they leave. You could have like sold something. It makes it hard to track internal data. Okay, how much does this game make? How much does that game make? If you have the same army being sold in both games, it makes it harder to track your metrics. And tracking your metrics is very important. And it's reasonable to not want to sell the same thing for two different games. The only exception, I think, is Demons. So that would be like the thing that comes to mind for me is Demons. That's the exception. The tinfoil hat, a company divided, warring factions is more fun. You were tinfoiled on the BOC squat when they started releasing more beast models for Zinj and Slanesh than BOC. Play demons in 40k, but almost none of your models will work in a legal list. You think in AoS? GW is def trying to phase out demons. They are in AoS, that's for sure. There was a way to play all demons in AoS, and then accidentally it was the best army in the game, and then it was really bad, and it had its own book kind of for a while, and it got phased out, and it's just a way to do Slaves to Darkness now, kind of. I don't know what they're doing with that one. I don't think it's unreasonable to want, you know, you sell these armies, they work in their own games. You don't want people to use them in both. That would be a reasonable position, I think, if they were to have that. Ahem. You were told from the start of third that Bone Splitters were getting squatted. Yeah, I mean, that one people were cautioning, shall we say. BOC was a surprise to me. Bone Splitters was not. Kislov was scrapped because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I doubt it. Good meme though. TOW is underperforming against projections, but not massively. I don't think so. I mean, I don't care about the old world at all. But I don't think they're underperforming against projections. Aren't they? Isn't it the opposite? As far as I know, I'm not necessarily here to defend the old world, because I don't play that game. But didn't they sell out of like everything? Hey, I'm not like I'm not a businessman, but if you completely sell out of your product, that's good, right? That's like a good thing. I mean, and maybe it's kind of bad because your projections were wrong and you could have maybe sold more if you had produced more. In that way, it could be bad, but like, it's probably good when you sell everything, right? Anyway, I don't know anything about TOW really, so I'm gonna essentially not read anything else because I don't know about it, but I'm to understand that it sold pretty well. Games Workshop just gave all of their staff a 2,000 yearly bonus for overperformance. Okay, good. Isn't that what you should do? Makes sense, right? Do a good job, get paid more. Imagine. Did Kislev invade Ukraine? Yeah. Yeah, we're reading the 4chan leak, so I'm like not showing it on screen because it's obviously just something we get to make fun of for the most part. You've heard from some Geo store guys the amount of boxes for the old world was not big. Okay. If they aren't meeting projections, then someone in projections is incompetent. Maybe. Still, it's a, it's not like they can look at last year's sales and make an educated guess because they were releasing a new game, quote, right? Maybe the projections were right. It's just they could only make X amount. Who knows? I mean, obviously, I guess they allot stuff to different parts of the company, but... Warhammer Underworld is ending productions this year. I don't play that. I don't play the side game, so I don't know or care. Probably not. Legion Imperialis, I don't know what that is, nor do I care. Same with Necromunda, same with Middle Earth. I think it's a matter of people who wanted it are buying it by the truckload and bringing it back to their circles, but you've not seen anyone actually playing it or working on the models. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of that kind of thing is I found myself over here defending the old world. I don't necessarily mean to, but it's just like, I feel like old world fantasy people just kind of go, they be working in their basements. I don't know if they're chilling in Games Workshop stores building stuff. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of anecdotal, maybe. People are saying it's sold poorly because they see them on the shelf. Yeah. Oh, damn, you see Dominion on the shelf? Holy shit, dude. Worldwide, it must not have sold well. Damn, that's crazy. Expect more Stormcast Eternals. Well, duh. Wait, expect more than Stormcast Eternals to get a large range discontinuing. Just fanning the flames, basically. Post-lockdown, Indomitus, the people holding the purse strings, mainly. This is narrative, nah. New mandate is that a customer should be replacing their army every 3 or 4 years. Yeah. This is like you take the most doomsaying ever, and then work your way backwards and explain it, and then say, not only that, it's worse, and this is the future. Armies on rotation, lol, right? Since the release, you've never seen a soul playing at your local GW store, but there were some in the biggest store club. Well, those are more, yeah, maybe. I mean, personally, I've been in game stores for my whole adult life. And in the last 20 years, I've seen people play 40k here and there. I've never seen anyone play Warhammer Fantasy. Or the Old World. Does that mean no one played it? Actually, kinda, because the game died. But like, I don't know, maybe they just weren't around for the Magic players. I don't know what I'm trying to say, I guess. Dominion did sell well? Yeah. They made sure, because they had just come off of underproducing and the Curse City thing, and so they're like, we're going to make enough of this so that it's impossible to sell all of it. And then they didn't, but they still sold plenty and made a good amount. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like always saying this when it gets to it. I hope the Old World is good and that people like it. I bear them no ill will. I'm just not interested in it, that's all. It's like Hearthstone, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, good luck, kid. I'm just not interested in your game. You know, I'm playing Magic over here. Dispossessed, Wood Elves, and some Dark Elves will be retired. Yeah, I mean, obviously. It's only a matter of time. Don't expect Fire Slayers to be around forever. Doubt. Press X. For 40k, don't care. Bonus gossip. No Chaos Dwarfs aren't happening. Hey, it's the first thing I agree with, and I hope they're right about. Since this is all just complete guessing and a meme. No Chaos Dwarfs aren't happening? Good. It's a stupid idea. Yeah. Well, great news. Now I believe it. I believe all this guy's stuff. They look too anti-Semitic for it to happen. They do be looking pretty anti-Semitic. I'm not gonna lie. It's hilarious. Anyway, the Old World sold a lot of Tomb King models, but very few Batronians by comparison. Just a bit of trivia. I don't know about that. I actually don't. I have no clue. I don't know that they share their figures, but this post is full of it, of course. But it's kind of fun to read, I guess. The people into like TOW, Horse Heresy, Necromunda aren't going to host a monthly tournament at the store. Those groups form and they'll play in each other's basements. Yeah, that's how I kind of understood it as being. Old World, 9th edition fantasy, Horus Heresy, Necromunda people. These people play in their basements. They're like Dungeons and Dragons people. They play in the basement. Nothing wrong with that. I just think that's where they are. You don't really see what they would do with Dwarfs that would be unique. Same. At the end of the day, Dwarfs are scaven, except they're dwarves. Okay. Never understood why you don't think Chaos Dwarves couldn't be AoSified. Oh, I think they could. I mean, the artists, the sculptors, the concept artists, the lore writers, they're well within their powers and skills to be able to do such a thing. I just don't think it's an interesting idea when it gets right down to it, and so I'd rather them focus their efforts on something that's interesting in the first place, that's all. And if they would go anywhere, it would be in the pining for ancient crap containment zone, which is the old world. Like, I would... If they announced Chaos Dwarves for the old world, I'd be like, yep, makes sense. I just don't know why it would be an AoS thing. You know? Oh, let's see. Yeah. None of this other post is worth reading. Never mind. It wasn't even that fun. Hey, good work. If Georges come back, they'll be old world. I consider them basically Tomb Kings. They're like kind of the same. I don't know. Support the stuff you do have, right? Dispossessed and Dark Elves and stuff stuck around in cities for a reason. They're probably getting a refresh like the humans of that army got, right? Makes sense. Get them all AoSified, you know, new plastic, blah, 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 right? Fire Slayers, second wave, all this other stuff. You know, get rid of all the fine cast from the Ogres. There's like a lot of armies in Age of Sigmar. That's a lot of models to keep making forever. They got Dwarfs in the lore making all the armor weapons for the Hobgrots, also mining the Varanite in the endpoints. Yeah. You know, Beast of Chaos had a lot of lore too. Just saying. And not only that, they had models. Endless spells, a terrain feature. You can type a lot of words in the lore. That's real easy. It's another thing entirely to start an entire pipeline of stuff. I know that, I want to say Rob the Honest Wargamer, I think he thinks, didn't he say Dwarfs are coming back, or was he memeing? It's hard to tell with him. Because on one hand, he used to work there and he knows people from the company, so that you have this air of, oh, maybe he has insider information. But then on the other hand, he calls a lot of shots, and a bunch of them just never happen. So, it's hard to know what to do with him. He mentioned there was a rumor, he just said it was like 10% confirmed. Okay. He's trying to manifest because he loves them. Oh, okay. Rob loves Dwarfs. I thought he had good taste. Damn, don't meet your heroes. I believe the things I want to. Not me. I believe the things I don't. The most reputable leaker affirmed his position. I hope it's for TOW. That would make the most sense to me. The gamers yearn for the war trains. You can put them in a lot of factions right now without inventing a brand new faction to add to this game with a whole fuckload of factions in it. Oh, that's just what I'm saying. Ahem. Also, he tweeted about how Kragnos was meant for BOC, and that's literally not true, so I'm I don't know. I'm pressing X to doubt on that, but I'm only 50% pressing it to doubt. The other 50% is hopium. Hopium doubt. Anyway, am I about to read this news story about brand new rats or what? I'm gonna cut the commercial. Re-up a beverage. Come back. We'll do some news. How about? Good chat, BRB.
Introducing the best news for ice cream lovers since ice cream began. New simple pleasures. It's everything you love about ice cream, but no point. New simple pleasures is unbelievably rich, incredibly creamy, and absolutely top. Oh yeah. Because new simple pleasures is made with all natural pure athlete, yeah. Instead of point. New delicious all natural simple pleasures. There's never been an ice cream like it.
With Klondike ice cream bars, you get big servings, big taste, big cream.
Imagine
5 big, moist, delicious ounces of big,
hot
ice cream and a coating made with beautiful
milk,
Chocolate so you can
pour
big cream.
like I've never had it.
Klondike, big bar, big
cream.
Cream. All right. Let me get some little background music here for the news you can trust, I guess. Ogre refresh confirmed for AoS since their forge on into 4th. I mean, that's the hopium take. I think, you know, at the end of the day, you probably flip a giant coin. The fact that they didn't leave with BOC is probably good news, right? Some people are saying they got legendsed, or their legacy, in the old world. I'm not really sure what that means, but if they seem to think it's a good thing, then I'll take that. Hey, maybe I get a refresh. If they retire my only army that I've played for the past 8 years, damn, I got 8 excellent years of great gameplay and great memories. I got my money's worth for sure. And as with the last video, material possessions, man, they're transient. It's the memories that also fade with time until you die. Ahem. The new face of Hate Fury. Oh, hyphenated. A first look at the next generation of Skaven clan rats. Hold on. Enhance. Much hullabaloo is being made over the arrival of Sigmar's Ruination Chamber. No. Simply not. False. Untrue. I mislike that, if you will. A lot of hullabaloo is being made over all of Sarkosank going away, which is a fine thank you for the people who bought into the uniquely Age of Sigmar idea of Stormcast during your rough early years when it wasn't sure if the game was going to succeed or not. It's a fine thank you to them. And much hullabaloo is being made over Beast of Chaos going away. I disagree essentially. The big hullabaloo is about Ruination Chamber getting remade. That's cool and everything, but not really. It's not like they could print the other thing though, so we haven't even seen it. They just said they're remaking it. We've seen the Liberator, the one with the stupid helmet that ruins everything with the stupid nose thing. Otherwise, I like it though. But they'll need more than fresh new Liberators to stem the tide of Skaven Dom. Where's Skaven Sub? The followers of the Great Horned Rat are done sniping from the shadows and concocting petty schemes. It's time to roll across the mortal realms in a seething mass verminous death, and for all their sorcery and technology, the ambitions of the Council of 13 will be carried aloft by uncountable legions of humble clan rats. I'll pause the music and we watch the vid.
Dylan!
Damn, that's a tail.
You son of a bitch.
It's a clan rat. Oh, no need for gravity, TY, for the big raid. Appreciate it. Coming in with a raid of 19. Big raider. Thanks for showing up. What are you guys doing? I don't know if you've clicked over there yet. Being a streamer, I happen to know that a lot of times when somebody raids, they're not able to like instantly watch your stream necessarily, and so I have to like wait to ask. Or maybe other streamers are more organized than I am. One of the two. Anyway, thanks for showing up. What were you guys working on? Ended up trying out Dragon's Dogma 2. Like you said. Oh, okay, okay. I have thoughts about it, but I don't want to ruin it for you or anything. Anyway. Hope you had fun. Planmo, thanks for the tier 1. Appreciate it for 10 months. Appreciate. Watching a little revealed trailer. Finally got to the news part of the show for Age of Sigmar. Dynamic poses. They've upgraded from the N64 era graphics of the sculpts. And now we're chilling in PS5. PS4 territory, maybe. I'm going to put the music back on in the background. Ain't no way you're repainting 100 rats? Yeah, I mean... Actually, that's a good question. Artorias Rex. If they came out with brand new Frost Lords on Stonehorns, not to go on a tangent, would I buy the new ones? Do you know how many beasts models I have right now? I got 5 Frost Lords, 3 Stonehorn Beast Riders, 1 Thundertusk Beast Rider, 2 Huskguard on Thundertusk, I have like 11 monsters for Beastclaw Raiders. Everything on custom base. Well, not every. Half of them are on custom bases. What would I do? If they made new ones, am I just buying the new ones or using the old ones? Depends on how cool they are. I essentially got myself this amount over the course of the last 8 years. So, really. Oh, Westfield here from 93. There he is. Show us your models. They're just all over the place. I would have to get up and show them to you for story time. Here, I'll show you one, the only one that's within arm's reach of the battle station here. And that is, it's on a 30mm base. He's a hero. 32mm base. He's a hero, right? He's in a tree stand with an orange hunting deer season hat, gun season, right? And it's the Blood Pelt Hunter. He's been hunting a little polar bear there. I got a little, I wonder if you can see it. There's Jupes right there, watching my 6. He's got the cannon, of course, and kind of a sunburn. He's got that redneck on there. Anyway, this is my Blood Pelt Hunter for the Beastclaw army. It's on one of the Warcry, trees, the skull trees, right? Anyway, that's one of the models. It's one of the guys. Elmer Fudd on gear, yeah. Yeah, the hat brings it all. And anyway, he's got a big cannon. The whole point of the Beast Claws is instead of like birds or buzzards or like stupid crossbows, everybody has a cannon because they're geniuses. Anyway, there's one of my models anyway. Thanks for asking. It's an amazing conversion. Hey, thanks. I really like converting stuff. I'm only okay at painting, but I like to do all the conversions. I like that part a little more, I think. Ahem. HeyWoah has the original metal Kragnos from 1992. Yeah, sure. You're slightly masochistic, so you'll add the Vermintide, your main army tides. Oh no, something is wrong with the scrolly wheel. I'm trying to see what people said before. I hope they fix that. The Flea from the raid says I want to buy the new Dwarves. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna keep going on this news. How about it? Buddy mine likes the new clan rats, but he has 100 already. Sell them off and buy new ones, or keep your current, whichever you feel financially comfortable with, really. Some people, I mean, the dude that I played Slaanesh against, round 1 of Adepticon, that guy sells his army every edition, remember. So there are people like that out there. Every edition he sells his army and buys the same army and paints it again, because he just loves painting. He loves painting, and he has an improvement-focused attitude. And so every edition he sells his Slaanesh army, buys basically the same models, and paints it again, except better. And Adepticon was the last hurrah for his current army. He's selling it now, and he's going to get another one for 4th edition. And to prove it, he snapped off his custom terrain feature and handed it to me. Because he's going to make another one. And he's like, have a Stonehorn crushing this on the next one you get. Here you go. Giga chat. Also, he plays Slaanesh. What more appropriate army? Selling your whole army and buying it again. In the pursuit of perfection, right? Couldn't ask for a more appropriate army, right? And if they make a brand new Stonehorn, I can buy that, and then I can use that base, put it on there, and there'll be a good story to it as well. I didn't ask for it, by the way. He kept offering it, and I kept saying no, because I didn't feel comfortable with people just giving me stuff. But then after the tournament, he, like, snapped it, and he's like, here. And I'm like, well, now that you've done that, I simply have to accept. You're assuming he looks like the Lord of Hubris? You can imagine the man's chin. Like an apex. Craggy mountain range. Sheer cliff face. Anyway. To be a clan rat is to be a single drop in an ocean of teeth, claws, and matted fur. They are the expendable foot soldiers of the great clans, armed with rusted weapons and ragged clothing, but for all their individual cowardice and lackluster fighting skills, they are still deadly in numbers and will gleefully overwhelm larger foes in a living tide of stabbing blades. Such erratic soldiers still need to be kept in line despite the unstoppable inertia of their great swarms, and it's common to see scaven with above-average bravery and ambition take the role of champions, musicians, and banner bearers to rally their lesser kin. Quite how they found the time to fashion instruments in the din of battle is anyone's guess. This is good, isn't it? I find this guy here to be particularly charming. Like he's ducking his head against severe headwinds. Don't you? I get that impression from him. You got the running rats at his feet as well. This guy with a little rat on his shoulder, you know. Tactical rock detected. The musician is just ringing a bell. Nice. I don't know, these things are charming. What a nice upgrade they have. Good banner. Extra symbol, little symbols everywhere. Even the shields are triangular. Still. This one's round, but... I mean, the musician's feeling. He's making the dirty face, right? Yeah, these will definitely take longer to paint than the old ones. Kind of like Moon Clan grots, you know, they're just... The old ones are triangles of color, you know? But, damn, how nice. This is... I think this is wonderful. Very good. A strong 5 out of 7. Just looks great. I wouldn't want to paint 100 of them, but I wouldn't want to paint 100 of anything. Because I like... elite, big, a bunch of centerpieces kind of armies. I'm just not the type to want to paint a whole bunch of guys. But these are very charming. How nice. I like them. There's no formal uniform for a clan rat, and most scavenge whatever sharp blades and sturdy shields they can find on their way to a battle. The wooden bastions are as likely to fall apart as stop and attack from a Stormcast Eternal, but with such a dreadfully low survival rate being the norm on the Skaven front line anyway, any chance of blocking an errant arrow or sword swipe is greedily coveted. In fact, if anything unites Skaven clan rats at all, it is their overall shabby appearance. But what incredible models they are, nonetheless. And true, actually, I agree. Oh, punished Skaven? And it's a triangle. Oh, nice. Good attention to detail. Little trench mace over here. Hat tip shaderoo. Trench mace enjoyers rise up. This dude can't even see. Little chainmail face mask there with the beady little eye. Hodgepodge, ragtag, ass weapons. Ooh, and then a hero with dynamic posing. Doing like the ninja landing or the hero landing or something like that. Nice mask. These are just nice. How nice and charming, and there's a bunch of little rat friends on bases. Ahem. You've only had Eye Patch Clan Rat for a day and a half, but if anything happens to him, I would kill anyone in his room and then myself. Is Trogherd kind of like Ogre's playstyle-wise? You really just want some heavy hitters and a refreshment from your 80 Moon Clan Grots. If you like moving slow, T-posing, and killing most things on a good roll, yeah, that's basically it. Trogs are very similar to Ogres in that respect, like Gutbusters. They're more elite than Gutbusters, I think. They don't have like the greatest save, but they're just big. Some of them have wards, some of them have -1 to hits. They're big, they hit big. You can kill kind of anything on a good roll, like the person said. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I don't know how competitive they are exactly, and all that's gonna change soon anyway, so who cares, right? But yeah, they're big boys swinging meaty meat. Like, you can kind of see the different aspects of the different clans, yeah. Like the one with extra grotesque growths all over it, the kind of a ninja one, the more combat-oriented ones, you know. True. How's the new Big Trog actually play on the field? It depends on if you're playing him in his Army of Renown thing or separately. You roll 2 dice, and then hopefully you get to pick whichever thing you want, and it affects your whole army sometimes. And my man heals a lot. He heals so much that if you don't kill him, he actually becomes maybe a problem. Yeah, you want that 5 aboard in general. Oh yeah, it's 4 dice if you're in the Army of Renown, right? Or something. Man, I'd have to look at it again. Anyway, he's cool. I don't have much experience playing against him, though. The using plastic clan rats are venerable artefacts from the world that was. Nervous sweating of a bunch of ogre models. Or hopium rubbing our hands together around a warm fire, fueled by liquid hopium. And it's finally time for the backbone of the Skaven military to get the update they deserve. They still keep their classic hunched posture. Raggedy equipment, rendering the sorry state of your rank and file in better detail than they've ever seen before. Yeah, true. I guess. And then there's a Stormcast over there. An older clan rat left, and new clan rat sentry, compared to a new liberator. Nice. New Gorgers certainly means they won't ditch them, right? Yeah, probably. If we're not memeing, yeah, they're fine. They'll get a new wave, just like they're probably next after Skaven, if I'm honest. To not meme for a moment, because they didn't kick them out with Beasts of Chaos, they're probably sticking around. And after Skaven, they're the next most needing and of all sorts of updates and refreshes and everything, so we're probably safe. If not, hey, I got a good run out of them, but it seems pretty reasonable. Keep with us here. Keep with us here at Warhammer Community for more coming, blah blah blah. Check back soon. I will check back soon. Dude, new clan rats look great. 5 out of 7, good work. It's way more detail than I would want to paint on 100 guys, but Skaven players are a special breed, please enjoy. And I love Flag Guy. Even though he's hunched over and you kind of want models to be splayed out so you can see all this. As far as a hunched over model is concerned, this one looks very good. Would you stop playing the game? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Probably not. But I'm not sure. I don't think there's really another army that I really want to play, you know? But all the rules are about to change for 4th edition anyway, so who knows? I don't exaggerate when I say I've given it just no thought. Because if they flush my whole line, then I got a great deal of great memories and enjoyment out of them for 8 years. I got my money's worth. And thinking about what I would do, what army would I play, or would I quit, or something like that, it's too close to worrying for me. I ain't trying to worry about that. Whatever happens, happens. I'll cross a bridge if I get to a bridge. Probably not. I'd probably start some other army. I like the game. I'd be like, alright, everyone. My army's gone, but it's not forgotten, and I had 8 great years with it. Nothing but good memories. Open up the door to the rest of the Age of Sigmar rules. Alright. Who's got impact hits on the charge? Step right up. Who's fast and has impact hits on the charge? Show me what you got. Which faction am I looking at here? Gameplay-wise, anyway. Aesthetically, it would be Slaves to Darkness, because it's just Fridge Frazetta, the army. The aesthetic looks awesome. Fucking awesome. But mechanically, I prefer fast with impact hits on the charge. Big hits. Mortal wounds and stuff. Driving little monster trucks around. Orcs? I don't think so. I don't think they do any impact hits, actually. Iron Jaws. And then it's just all about figuring out who does most of the things you care about the most well, and whose downsides do you care about the least, you know, that kind of thing. I don't like orcs. I'm never going to play orcs. Chariots are stupid. I'm never going to use chariots, you know, and so if you feel that strongly about it, then, well, okay, what about this now? You know, that kind of thing. We'll see. Rumor Engine, don't care about that. Dongbringer Chronicles. Super Bowl 27. A Feast for Ages. And then we looked at the new War Scroll already. Alright, we're caught up on the news. Ogres are probably getting refreshed, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. They're probably getting refreshed, so I don't have to worry about it. And in any case, I'm not going to worry about it. Thought you would enjoy elite armies, but every time you beef your rolls, it just makes you more and more consider buckets of dice armies. I don't mind that risky tempo, win big, lose big kind of. I don't mind that style of play. I actually kind of prefer that style of play in AoS. You know? Ooh, I went in, oh, I didn't quite do it, or I miscalculated this, and then like 400 points just explodes and the game's over. Oh well, play better next time. You gotta bet big to win big. That's the kind of thing I like. It means I lose. Alright, you got me. Next game. Oh, I'm playing against the shooting army? Well, I'm gonna get shot then. I'm just gonna. You guys shoot, so I'm gonna get shot. Alright. You forgot it's a rampage now? Are you wrong in thinking it used to be a charge roll? I don't know to what you're referring, but you know, 4th edition's changing that stuff anyway, so. Aggro player much? Usually not. That's the weird thing. Glad not. Generally I'm like a combo control player, normally. Like, play control with like a combo finish, usually. That's, I don't know. That's in general how I normally play, but I've played all sorts of stuff in Magic and everything. Plenty of mono red burn, plenty of zoo, plenty of Doomsday combo and Reanimator, and, you know, just all sorts of stuff. Countertop, miracles. I play whatever wins. To be honest, I find Beast Claw to play a little bit more like blue-red tempo. Like tempo burn kind of thing. Maybe like when Treasure Cruise was in Legacy for a little while, you're playing a red-blue Delver of Secrets, Goblin Guide, but still ran like Fire Blast kind of thing, and still Force of Will and Stifle and stuff. I don't know. Kind of like that, maybe. Gutbuster player who only ever played the rack. You like removing people's favorite toys quickly. When you hit him with that Hymn to Turok. Ooh, so good. Always go wide. Buckets of dice. Called away. A deck with the Sprite Dragon. Oh, I have a... Hey, is this something that anyone gives a shit about? I got a bunch of mail today, and I think some of it is Magic cards, speaking of. Is this a mail call stream? How do you think IDK will get any changes in 4th? So it's hard for me to say how the armies are going to change. Because what they have said they have done is, over the course of the last 2 years, they've looked at every War Scroll and rewritten it under the conventions of 4th edition. Now, They said they've also rebalanced them and rethought some of them and changed stuff. We don't know how, like, crazy specifically thorough, ooh, they fixed all of your army's problems in a way that somebody only who played your army would know. Don't inhale too much hopium there, right? But, you know, they at least looked at them and updated them. So at this point, it's like pointless to talk about or really get upset about anything. We're just living in unknowium land. What are the war scrolls of your army going to look like? No idea. They specifically mentioned that now was the time to reassess. Instead of just carrying over what something used to do over and over, now is the time to look at it and be like, is this working? Does this have a job? Matt Rose specifically said that part. So, I mean, the sky's the limit on the number of hopiums you can be inhaling at this point, right? To temper that a little bit, you know it's just going to be, like, simplified and you have less rules than you did before, right? Because that's what they always do. But maybe not this time. Oh, no, maybe not this time. Who knows, man? I just don't know. And thinking about what could be too much is you're in danger of getting your little hopes up. You just want the Demon Prince to be good, please? Yeah. Demon Prince is kind of a representative model for the faction of Slaves to Darkness. It is the exact thing all of the humans and heroes and stuff are literally aspiring to be, to earn, and mechanically become during the game. So surely it'll be good this time, right? I want to believe. We'll see. You were just about to pick an army, so now you're waiting. Yeah, I mean, chill for a bit. If there's a model calling out to you and you're okay with it not being used later, go ahead. But, like, in general, yeah, 4th edition's coming out. Let's see where the dust settles and then make purchase decisions after that. Be a smart shopper, right? HeyWoah, the slave's art of the champion and spawn is literally the dream of all who follow chaos. Yeah. So you would think that they wouldn't flub the rules on the thing for the second time in a row. Arguably the third, but definitely the second time in a row. Anyway, I can't remember what I ordered. I'm gonna get my mail and, like, chop it up. We'll do a mail. I'll show it on screen. We're gonna chop it up. Hey, be right back. It won't take long. It didn't get that much. BRB.
Hello there. I'm Mr. Cream.
AC Penny. When it fits, you feel it.
It's so big you gotta grin to get it in.
Once you pop,
The cream.
don't stop.
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Deliciously hot, dangerously creamy.
The juice is loose.
She wanted to remember the love they shared for
Cream.
Sometimes you feel like a knife.
Stuffed 5 ways.
So my family's looking for beef.
Now that's what I call
Cream, yeah.
because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough.
And I am the cream.
Then why do we call it big? Because big things go into it.
At the Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna cream. I guarantee it.
You're gonna cream. I guarantee it. Yo, are we doing snow walk? We've done rain walk enough. Let's mix it up, shall we? Anyway, I'm back. All right. Any mail openers? You're here for the cream breaks as much as the stream? Good. Hey, ASMR. Mail opening ASMR. Is that too loud? I have no way of knowing. It's okay. You've been known to open a mail in your time. Yeah, yeah. Whoa. Whoa. What's this? What's this? Oh no, it's not focusing. Highcliff. There it is. Highcliff Felidar. Hmm. 5/5 for 7. Vigilance. When Highcliff Felidar enters the battlefield, for each opponent, choose a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. Destroy those creatures. Game night cards. Big spender. This was $2 or something. It was not, yeah. This is the non-foil version they just came out with the stupid list thing in the bottom left. Anyway, yeah, this is for the Blink deck, of course. And this creature is particularly good for a few reasons. One, Vigilance is good in Commander. Not as good as Flying, but when it enters, you choose a creature with the greatest power. You do not target. So you got Lightning Greaves on, you got Hexproof, you got Protection from white. Don't care. It says choose, not target. Got him. So that's actually quite nice. Now, you can't choose a smaller creature that's actually more of a problem. You have to choose the one with the greatest power, right? But we're flickering a lot, and I got other stuff to specifically do targeted removal, you know, Luminate Primordial, stuff like that. Anyway, this is a nice one. It replaces the previous creature that entered and killed something in a different way. Frostlord on Felidar when true. Can't wait. Just throw a giant growth on it to make it the biggest. Hey, there you go. There you go. True. No walk to mailbox stream? No. I checked my mail for the first time in about 2 weeks, and the whole thing was just like full. I had to like take it out. Just bills and stuff. But 2 different card letters. Yeah, it's cool that it gets around hexproof and whatnot. That's like the nice part. That storytime video from today gave you quite a change of perspective. Thanks, Mr. Hey, Hunter Almanza. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to make, although kind of time consuming. I had to find a lot of clips, and I didn't use a lot of clips that I did find. And halfway through, I had to reorganize. All my folders to make sure they were in chronological order. See what this person wrote? They're a knower. They're a knower. Chen Weave. TY for the follow. I appreciate it. You were all stressed out because you couldn't find hammers to use for an Annihilator conversion. You're going to have to pay extortionate prices. And then you were just looking through a pile of sprues, and there it is. Nice. Got him. Sorry, this might be loud. Loud noise. Anyway, I hope you like the video. Average walk to Wisconsin mailbox is on screen right now. Yeah, this is how long it takes. Exactly. This parasocial thing is whack. You heard my name and John. Well, I mean, it's a live broadcast. It's a live broadcast. This was an embarrassing purchase because I already had one. Minamo, School of Water's Edge. Legendary land, taps for a blue, or blue tap, untap target, legendary, permanent. could have sworn I owned one of those, but turns out I didn't. And the shit's like expensive now. Warbear, thanks for gifting a tier 1 to face Kiuk. Appreciate it. TY, Kill Panic. You played a game called Malifaux today. It's real good. Too bad it's a dead game. I don't know if that's a meme or not, Kill Panic. I've heard people say the word Malifaux. I think it's a tabletop skirmish game, but I don't know anything about it. I hope you can find some players for it. 4th Edition army building is going to be like Mezbig. I don't know what that is. I know big eyes, small mouth. Is that kind of close? Malifaux is a skirmish game that doesn't use dice. Okay. Where you live in Wisconsin, there has been ice and rain for the last couple days. Oh no. That may or may not be the case by me. I'm not sure. I don't really go outside. Oh, Middle Earth strategy battle game. Okay, I didn't know that's what it stood for. Thanks, Mr. J. Preach. They sent me a free pack of cards. I didn't order this. Murders at Karlov Manor Play Booster. They sent me a pack of cards. You just get it with your purchase. Huh. Damn. I haven't opened a pack of cards in a long time. What do we got? What am I looking for in Murders of Karlov Manor? What good card am I looking for? We got a plant token, 0-1. 0-1 plant token. We got a swamp. Big mole or bust. Is the big mole in Murders? I got a foil bite down on crime. It's a common. It costs 4 sorcery. As an additional cost to cast it, you may collect evidence 6. Which I don't know what that is. The spell costs 2 less to cast if evidence was collected. To collect evidence 6, exile cards with total mana value 6 or greater from your graveyard. No. No, those are valuable. Target creature you control gets bonus. It deals damage equal to its power. Target creature can... Okay. It's trash. Krenko no-nos. The card opening sound is making you want to relapse. Any booster without a slime against humanity is a dead booster. Alright. Nervous Gardener. Public Thoroughfare. Enters the battlefield tapped. It's a land. Stopped reading there. Benthic Criminologists. Bunch of commons. This guy has Disguise. Another Bite Down on Crime. Demand Answers. As an additional cost to cast this, sack an artifact or discard a card. Draw 2 instant for 2. Okay. I don't like doing that, but it's kind of good in some decks to do that. Do we get any new rules for 4th Ed this week? Not yet, Catfish. We got our new look at the Skaven clan rats, which are looking great. Really very happy with them. You worked for MagicCon Chicago and got a ton of free Karlov cards and ended up with nearly the full set and was still disappointed? Yeesh. Apologies. I got this one for free and so far I'm disappointed. Deadly Complication. Choose one. Destroy a creature or put a 1/1 on a suspected creature you control. You may have it become no longer suspected. I don't know what suspected is, but this is a sorcery for 3. Anybody know what suspected does? I might have to look it up. It has to be already suspected. Help me help you. Suspected is a keyword. Creates a designation on the creature that encourages attacking. Oh. Cards may suspect a creature after which it is suspected. It gains menace and loses the ability to block. Much like Goad, it is incentivized to then attack, given its new abilities. Okay. So something has to actually give it suspected before I play this. So it is also a sorcery, so it is trash. Got it. Yeah, has menace, can't block. I see it. Sets with incestuous keywords that don't work outside the set are usually very well received by the community, right? Kind of depends. If they're really good, then it works. Some of them are really awesome if you like drafting and limited, but long-term wise, no. Sanctuary Wall. Defender 3, tap target creature. You may put a stun counter on it. If you do, put a stun counter on the wall. Okay, that's real bad. Culvert Ambusher, 4/5/5. Enters battlefield or is turned faced up. Target creature blocks this turn if able. Nope. It doesn't. You know what? You know what, ma'am? It just doesn't add up. Oh, dude, it's not. Please. Oh, it just started. It just did it. Fuck. Anyway, it says it doesn't add up. Funny name. It just doesn't add up. One more thing. Instant for 5. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield and then suspect it. It has menace and it cannot block. Bad. It's nice that you can instant speed reanimate something, I guess, but I ain't trying to pay 5 for that. And finally, my rare is Doorkeeper Thrall. 1/2 flash flying for 2. Artifacts and creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. Oh, 1984? The Fun Police? What a hateful, miserable card this is. Absolutely disgusting. It's very good. Yeah, this is a strong card. It's good. It is absolutely miserable. Just you hate fun to such a degree that not only do you not want to have fun, you want to make sure other people can't either. Nice. Doorkeeper Thrall, good card. Yeah, it's an instant and it can't block. Like, why? Do you like anything from Thunder Junction? You know, I do. Scrug Gibberish. I do. I found a lot more cards from Thunder Junction that I want to play with than the Clue set. Clue set, kind of trash for me. Ahem. It was super hyped during previews. 250 bits. Thanks, Warbear227. Appreciate it. I saw it pop up before the thing even captured it. Cards for the card god. Yeah, true. So what I ended up with was Doorkeeper Thrall, which I'll try to sell. I don't know if it would be worth anything, but it's a good card. I got Manamo, Highcliff Felidar, and one last card. I don't know if you can see it. Please. Ah. Alright. Look, my camera's not good. The Eternal Wanderer. Cool black and white version. Black and white comic book art lady version. Drawn by Kento Matsura, pardon me. I may or may not play with this card. I just kind of thought it looked cool and it was $1. So... it's a big old planeswalker for 6. No more than one creature can attack it each combat. So you can kind of pretend like it won't die, but it still will. And its 0 is to create a 2/2 samurai with double strike. And its +1 is to flicker something. So maybe I'll play it in my flicker deck, maybe not. It was $1. It looks cool. Nice lady. Yeah, true. You haven't gotten to look at the Commander Precons? Is there a fun Stompy Timmy one or a token spam one? You know, I don't know. Sigmar. I know there's a new Sultai one that Jupes really likes because it features his favorite guy, now with a cowboy hat. And better colors. Anyway, yeah, there's a decent chunk of good stuff. I think I'm probably... Dude, I think I want to order like maybe 4 cards from Thunder Junction. So that's pretty good. Dude, the Redwall set looks so wonderful. Isn't the art so good? So wonderful and joyous. Look at how creative and awesome Magic the Gathering's own identity and IP can be. They don't need to sell out. They don't need to make burger Pepsi tokens and fucking Iron Man the card, but it prints money, so they must. At least we still get cool stuff. Redwall set's looking great. Very excited for it. Charles Eric confirmed is an otter. Oh yeah, he got otterfied. He became an otters, as far as I know. Magic people. So hold on. Ahem. You know how in Age of Sigmar, all those war bands, they made a crab once, and then everybody's like, we love the crab. Put crab in every warband, and so now every warband has to have a fucking dog or a crab or just some stupid little mascot thing, you know? Magic players love that shit. Way more. No one loves that more than Magic players, and so it was not surprising to see otters return. You should not have looked at the art for the set. You like it so much. Isn't it fantastic? It looks so good. It looks great. OBR dog, yeah. So, okay, sometimes it misses. Right? Why are you going to play Skaven? Because evil red raw. Hey, do what you want. Agree. You didn't know about this Bloomborough set? You played a rat tribal. Maybe you'll get more support. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but so far, love the look and feel. Big time. And the cards seem fun and neat. What more could you ask for, right? Looking good. Anyway, I don't normally stream Tuesdays. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I finished a video, so I'm like, I might as well stream after the video and just talk to people for 3 hours. Talk about one news bit. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. You got painting done, you're at work on your other monitor or whatever. Hope you liked it. Good talk. TY for showing up. Appreciate. Oh, good. Okay. I switched screens and I thought the 2 musics were playing at the same time, which sometimes happens. But it didn't. We are marked safe. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thanks for liking my stuff in the video. I wonder if I'll have time to make another video for Friday. I'm trying this new thing, okay? I'm trying a thing where I make a video, and then I release the video, and then I stream after the video, so that it's like a lead-in on TV, where there's like a show, and if the show is good, it's the show before yours, and then you get like a bump from that. I'm trying, what if I give myself a lead-in? I don't know. Do you like that system? Is that like, does it please you? Does this system please you where I make a video and then I stream? I don't know. Yeah, it's a commentary track. We talk about it. You came here for the 93 video exit statement. All right, fair enough. The system works. I just can't stream with like nothing, you know? It has to like be something. There has to be some news or probably. Otherwise it'd get too obvious. Anyway, thanks for liking my stuff. Thanks for the subs and the bits and the primes and donos on both YouTube and Twitch. Oh, what is it? Memberships is what they're called. I think they'll become PP, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys Friday. In the meantime, I got a fucking day job to go to. But also, research is starting on the next Every Army video that'll take me 100 hours to make. So, I don't know. Pray for mojo. Anyway, TY for watching.